Hello again. So today we will discuss interesting concept. It's a Power Query that exists in Excel and also exists in Power BI. But for this session, we want just to discuss the Power Query exists in Excel and why the Power Query is powerful. So in the area of data, we need to clean, we need to combine, we need to process the data. Well, the Power Query provide for us this ability to process the data. Well, before Power Query, we need to creating or writing a script with VBA code to automate the data. But today with Power Query, we have the ability to combine and cleaning and try to extracting the insights from data using Power Query. Well, here as we see with me in this sheet Excel, here in this ribbon, we have this data here, okay? And to writing the data from some sources, we have this ability here, this part left of this ribbon here, when we click in with data. So we have the ability to write in or to import the data from different sources. Here, when we go to this button of get data, so as you see with me, we have the ability to read in the data from different sources. So we can write in the important data for you in XML format, JSON, PDF. Okay, maybe some enterprises have this ability to import in the data from cloud sources. Okay, with the SQL or whatever. We have different sources to import the data here. But today for this session, we are gonna just run a small demo to show you how we can read in the data from a folder. I mean by that, maybe we have a different or a lot of files, okay? And when we run some automate or automation, sorry, with the Power Query, that will be happen inside of all the folders, content, different sheets or different files. Well, for this, in our case, I mean by that, we gonna write in the data from a folder, okay, contain a few files, and I will show you what can happen. So when we go to our desktop, we go to PDF, okay. So we have this folder. We just see together or discover together the content of this file. So as we see with me here, when importing the data in a folder, we have here, as we see with me, we have three files, two files with Excel format and the third one with PDF. Will we go here to click transform data? Here we can see the source of data here is small table describe for us the source or the information from sources of our data here. As we see with me, we have content, we have name, we have extensions, we have access dates, and so on. Well, as we see with me here, we have a small part here for this description of information exists inside of our column. Just give us an idea about data, about our data, sorry, how it is. We have valid data, we have some errors, we have empty. That's help us really to clean data. I will show you how here with small examples in some columns. Well, to do that, well, we here, as we see with me, we have extensions also, because in folder, when importing the data from a folder, maybe the data, it's gonna be different format, maybe JSON, Excel, PDF, CSV, and whatever. Here in our case, maybe we are just interested in Excel format. For this reason, I run my filter and I will just selecting Excel format. I will be okay. I mean by that, the process that I mean happen, it will be just concerned with Excel format. Here to see the content of data, we will go here and to click with this both arrows in bottom. Okay, as we see me here, we are clicking this rows and we try to discover the content of our data and the information that you can extract in the from these files. Here, this new window it's opened with me. Well, if we go here, we have just two files here. Okay, by default, it's starting always by first file. In my case, is 2003.xl. Okay, this is my first file. Here, when we go to this sheet, because this file just content one sheet, maybe gonna have a lot of sheets. Okay, but in my case here, we have just one sheet. Well, so this is the portion of data that we have. Maybe it's just important, maybe 1000 rows just to show or give you the ability or give you information about the number of columns and the type of data maybe between brackets that we have here. Well, we click in again, okay, and we see here the content of data, how it is. Here, this is the Power Query. So as we see with me here on top, we have the home. You have different steps that we can do to clean our data. Okay. Okay, let's she's with me. So there is here. So when we go here, just so here, so we have two files here. Okay. Okay. So this is the column that we have here in our case. Here we have the ability to change in the type of columns. By default, the Power Query is detected the type of data that we have here in each column. Okay. So here, this is the information that we have here in Power Query. Well, the Power Query also give us the ability to add in some columns. So as we see me here, we have home, we have different process that we can do here. We have transformation. Okay, we can transpose, we can reverse row, we can, that's depend of the steps of cleanings of data that we need to get insights or try to the type or the kind of questions or kind of insight that we want to extract. Here, the Power Query is fast really because that give you the ability to extract information fast, okay, or maybe to answer some basic questions, okay. This time we have the ability to combine different files or different sources of data that we have here to make it as a data warehouse between brackets. Give us the ability to make it as a Power Pivot, okay, to combine or make some of some aggregate columns or something like that. So here in our case, we can just making some. Okay, we have the ability also to add in some columns. Okay, here. So this is column quality here. Give us how much of percentage of data how it is, how much of valid data we have, how much of errors, how much of empty cells that we have here in each column. Well, here, so let's making some process. I want here, so if we go to cells, okay. So as we see, we have different columns here. So if we want to add in some columns, for example, here, this not exist before, this does not exist yet. It's tax. Okay, based on the cells that we have here, maybe we can create in or add in a new column called tax based on the cell that we have here. Well, let's go to this sales column. Where it is here, we have sales. So to do that, it's easy. We kind of go just here in the top of ribbon. We have this option of adding column. We go to this custom column, for example. Okay, the new window, it will be opened. So here, this is by default custom name. By default, we can rename our column here. Let's call it tax. And we need to build in this new column based on exist column that we had before its cells. Here we have cells, okay? So we have cells, periods here, and time. For example, we have 20% of sales or 20%, sorry, of taxes that we can pay after sales of each product, for example, just for demonstration, okay? Well, we are tracing 20 here, 20 divided by 100 to extracting the 20%, okay? Here, as we see with me, there is no syntax error have been detected. That means our syntax or our formula is correct. Well, here we have available columns. Okay, we have cells, we have each column we need here to work with. Okay, in my case here, I write it, but we can also trace it here. Okay, well, when we're running, okay, so there is new column here, as you see with me, called taxes. Okay, this is the basic the basic thing that we can do here to extract some information does not exist in our original dataset. Oh, well, this is the role of data scientists or data analysts when we try to extract and making some cleansing insight. So here when you go again to the state column, so as we see with me here, we have 46% is a valid and we have 55 or 54% is empty. That means we need to make in some steps here to clean that. So the first thing that we can do here, we clean or we click here on the state column. We click right and we go here to replace the values. Here what I want to do, I want to replace these empty values with something else. I will show you why. Here we have empty value, find or value to find is empty, and I need to replace it with a null value. Okay, null value that means is none or is null value. Okay, so I click OK. Here, as we see with me, the transformation is happened. Here I replace here in this state each column or each cell that here is empty, I replace it with null value. Well, what I can do here, I need to create another column based on this um, state column that we had before here. What I can do, I will go again to added column. I will to go to custom column here. Let's call it new, okay, let's make it uppercase. We have new state. So here we have some expression to write in. I need to replace all this null value by something else. I want, for example, to replace it by city. Here, what is the goal? What is the purpose of this steps is to replace all the null value that we have here in this state column with city. Okay, to do that, I need to write in some code here. We have if, for example, state. Okay, if state the read here is equal to between. So is if state is equal to not value, as I writing before here, I make it its uppercase. If state is not, then what I want or what I need, then I need city. So here, what is the meaning of this expression? If the state or column if state, if we get this value of not, I need to replace it with city. So here, for example, if we have here now, let's take in this example that we have here. We have New York State and we have not here. So not the mean is null value, but me, I replace it with this null value to recognize it. Here, what I need to do, I need to replace it with this name of city that we have here. We have Rhymes. I need to replace now with the Rhymes state. That is the purpose of this expression that they have here. So if state is not, then I replace it with static. Else, else, I need to to make this expression to conserve or to replace it with the same value that we have before if this value is not null. Okay, so here if I run it, so here if I go, this is new column for me is added. Okay, here if we go to chicken, we have Rhymes here. If we go to original data that we have before, here we have where is we have now value here. I replace it with Rhymes. We have now also here I replace it with Paris city. That's what's happened here. Okay, this is a small or um quick transformation that we can do. We can do a lot of things. Of course, we can making running aggregate functions here for some numbers. Some types or column is have a number types. Okay, can do a lot of things here. So when added or when finish with our process here, I can go to this home here and I want to load and close it here. Here it's a new Windows. It's open with me. This is give me the ability to choose which type of importing I need here. If I make it just a table, or I will send it to pivot table here to build in our reports, okay, or pivot chart, or only create a connections and making this automate after adding, for example, new that's in our folders. Just we go to refresh all the data or the new data, it will be added to my reports. Here, if we try, for example, here to make it as a pivot reports, okay, here we have the ability to make in this reports, yeah. So we have, for example, cities here, okay, and I will go to audit, for example, taxes, okay. Yeah, how much of tax that we have each in each city. Okay. Well, we are gonna just to make it sorting by big one to small one here. This is yeah, this is here. Madrid city is more city paid the taxes. Okay, just that. So I tell you before the power of Power Query give us the ability to automate our data. I mean by that, if we add in new data to our folder, automatically that will be added to our reports in case of this pivot table, or maybe we are creating or sending this data just to make it as a simple table. At this time, when we refresh our data, the new data to with the new data that added in our folder, which will be added automatically. That is what happen with Power Query, and that's why the Power Query is powerful, give us the ability to automate the process. We cannot just do repeat each time the process. We can just run one, and we can just sorry make it one and running a lot of time. So thank you for watching my video. I will help you and see you again. Thank you for watching. Bye bye and happy learning.